guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a video on things I think has made it easier to have a baby, to have Brynlee. And I'm gonna go from the time that she was newborn to now. She's 6 months old. And just things that I think are essential for having a baby, make things a little bit easier on you, things that they really like, and just things that I would recommend people to get for their newborn to 6 month old. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Brynlee is down for her nap right now. It is Wednesday, I think. I'm not sure. Being a stay-at-home mom, you can't keep up with the days. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday, May 14th? 15th? No, 6th? Might be the 16th. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. No, I don't think so. Anyways. Okay, guys, I'm back. And I'm doing this video from my kitchen, so bear with me. It's not a great background, but this is the Callie, don't. This is the only place that I can get good lighting because it is super gloomy outside right now. I don't know what happened. It's been so hot, but yeah. Anyways, let's get started. So from the time Brynlee was a newborn, obviously I was a new mom, so I was like, what? And one of the biggest things I could not master was breastfeeding. I kid you not, Brynlee, let's see, so she came home from the hospital at 6 pounds. And then, yes, she came home from the hospital at 6 pounds. And then when we got home, while I was in the hospital, I could breastfeed. Like, the lady, my nurse, she was super sweet and everything, and she helped me so much, helped me breastfeed and stuff. And while I was there, I was like, this is so easy. Like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know why everybody was like, oh, sometimes like babies don't breastfeed, or sometimes it's really hard for moms. And I was like freaking out about that, but it was so easy in the hospital. I'm not even joking. And then I get home, and it's the first night home, and man, I can't even explain to you how I felt my first night home. I'm gonna be honest, I actually didn't even get through the first night. I brought Brynlee home and I called my grandma at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I can't do this, I need you to come over. And so my grandma came over and she rocked Brynlee to sleep in my living room so I could go get some sleep. Anyways, but whenever I got home, Brynlee would not latch. And for people who have kids and people who don't have kids, like moms, either you went through this or you didn't, but when your baby doesn't latch and you're worried about how they're going to get their food, like how they're going to get fed, it's so stressful. Like, I was stressed out beyond belief. Brynlee was, yeah, so she came home at 6 pounds even. We took her to the her checkup. She had a little bit of jaundice, so she had a few different checkups. So we took her in a week after, and she had lost weight, and the doctor was like, what's happening? Is she not taking a bottle? Is she not, like, if she's not breastfeeding, you need to give her a bottle. And I was like, she's not taking anything. She was preemie, so she would sleep through her feeding schedule. And oh my gosh, it was so hard because like they were freaking out and they were freaking me out. And so sorry, TMI, but my nipples, they were raw. Like, it hurt really bad, and I was super stressed out, and I was like, you know, like, I can't do this. But then after I finally got her to latch, it stopped hurting so much, but it still kind of hurt. So my first product is a product I will swear by. If I have 10 more kids, I will use this product, I promise you. It is the Organic Nipple Bomb by The Honest Corporated. And this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little like chapstick like thing, and it goes on your nipples, and it's okay for the baby to eat. Like, you just kind of wipe it off a little bit before they eat. It numbs it so that it doesn't hurt so bad. It has natural stuff inside of it to make naturally moisturize your nipples so that they don't get cracked and stuff, because moms, you know, like, that's just the most painful thing. But this one hasn't been opened because I actually got like 3 things when I was breastfeeding, and I was like, oh god, like, I'm gonna use all these, but then I didn't. So this one hasn't been open. Oh, I love the smell. It smells like lavender. And you just use a little bit of it, and it just soothes and nourishes your like nipples because they're so tender. Anyways, I'll stop talking about nipples. This is a great product, and the #1 active ingredient is canola oil, and canola oil is so good for your skin. Anyways, another thing that was really stressful was Brynlee, because their nervous system isn't developed very much, they flail. So in the middle of their sleep, they'll be sleeping, and then they just go, and they wake themselves up, and you're like, oh god, like, oh, go to sleep. And so one of the things I found so helpful, sorry you guys like my jammies, stay-at-home mom life. Anyways, one of the things that really helped was swaddling. So if you're pregnant right now and you're trying to figure out what you need to get before your baby gets here, these are called Muslim swaddles. They're just big blanket like things. You put the baby, there's so many different ways to swaddle, and so you just put the baby in the middle and you wrap them up, and then their hands are completely confined and their legs are confined, and you rock them and they fall asleep. I will note that some babies do not like being swaddled. My cousin did not like being swaddled, not even a little bit. He would freak out from the time he was newborn. He needed his hands. But Brynlee was the opposite. Brynlee loved being swaddled. And so she was in a swaddle from the time until she was probably about 3 months. And then 3 months she was like, oh, I can do this, I can do this. And so she wanted to be out of her swaddle, which broke my heart because she wasn't my little bundle of, anymore. Anyways, yes, swaddles. Swaddles are a great product for newborns. Another thing, back to breastfeeding. Boppy. You need a Boppy. I still use my Boppy because it's, no, you cannot ever go wrong with getting a Boppy. If you know somebody that's pregnant, Boppy. If you're pregnant, get a Boppy. Even if you're not pregnant, get a Boppy. Boppies are so nice. I love them. So the Boppy has so many different things. This Boppy I used for when I was breastfeeding. I don't know if you can see, I'll sit up a little bit. I wrapped it around right here, and I sat on the couch. Brynlee rested right here, and she ate. She could eat. And so that's one of the things that I used it most for. Also, whenever they get older, this is great for tummy time. You put them right here. Their legs will be out right here and their heads up here, and this is supporting their chest, supporting the movement for them to put their arms like that so that they can sit up and they can support their chest and their head and stuff. And that's what I did with Brynlee. She actually picked up her head so fast. I was like amazed. And then another thing is you can just put their little, just a little comfortable lounging thing, their little butt right here, legs, head, and they'll sleep in it. I use the Boppy for everything because whenever you're in bed, you don't want to get up. So when you're in bed, they don't want to be flat on their back because that's too easy. They don't really want to be in your arms. Well, they do want to be in your arms, actually. You don't want them in your arms because you're trying to be on your laptop, be on your phone, just have your own space, you know? So the Boppy is great for that because you just put it aside, put it next to you, and put them in it in whichever way you want, and they stay. They're not gonna fall out of it. They're not gonna roll out of it until they're Brynlee's age, then they hate it. But I got a lot of use out of it, and I still use it to just kind of prop her up in sometimes because she hasn't mastered sitting unassisted yet. Pretty close, but not 100%. Anyways, look at this. I'm gonna get married with this thing on my wrist. Anyways, the Boppy is a must. I love the Boppy. So that's kind of, well, no, that's not it for newborn. Actually, nipple pads, breast pads, actually, not really nipple pads. They're nursing pads. So moms, whenever you are breastfeeding, you will leak. I don't know if any moms don't leak, because I leaked constantly. When you're pumping, you're breastfeeding, anything like that, you will leak. And they say, oh, like if you just wear like just a little bit of toilet paper or something in there, it'll get it all up. I don't know who said that, because that's just not true for me. I leaked like a gallon. Not actually, but I leaked a ton. So I got these nursing pads. I got the washable ones because the ones that stick to your bra that are paper, sorry, this is gonna sound gross, but they start stinking. Like, you can only wear them for like a day. So you wear these, wash them in the water with some soap, hang them up to dry, the next day they're good to go. And a lot of the packs come with like 6 or 8 or 12, and believe me, I probably had about 50 because I just always needed my nursing pads. And so if you're pregnant, get nursing pads. If you're getting something for somebody you know is pregnant, get nursing pads. You go to a lot of baby showers and everybody gets like cute clothes and cute bedroom decorations, and a lot of people don't want to talk about postpartum life and how having a baby actually is. Bleeding out your vagine, and I don't even want to get into it. Man, it was just not a fun time, but having a newborn baby is totally worth it. Okay, so that's pretty much it for newborn. So now I'm gonna go from like 3 to 4 months, because newborn kind of stays until like 2 months. So 3 to 4 months. One of the biggest things that I got for Brynlee whenever she turned about 4 months was one of these. It is a Bright Stars wooden, it's like wood, and it's a teething thing. And I live by this thing because their gums are so sensitive whenever they first start teething, because there's no teeth popping through, it's just them chewing on their gums. And one of the things everybody gives them is plastic. Have you ever looked up how many harsh chemicals are in plastic? No, a lot. So I try to stay away from the plastic. I get a lot of the organic stuff, but wood is such a good thing. It's the soft wood, so it's not like splintery or anything. And she will chew on this. Also, when they're 4 months old, they need something to grip. They love to grip. So if you get something that they can fit in their tiny little hand, it'll be in their hand constantly. They haven't exactly learned how to let go of it. So you'll see her hitting herself in the face with it. And it's, yeah. Anyways, I loved this thing. I still love this thing. She's 6 months old and she'll still use this. It's just a wooden teething ring. You can get them pretty much anywhere, Target, Walmart, wherever. I'm not exactly sure where we got this one because it was a gift, but she really, really, really likes it. Another thing for whenever she was 4 months, around 4 months, I started giving her tastes of stuff and started propping her up. 4 to 5 months, I started propping her up so that she could sit up straight. But one of the things is, if she's sitting on the couch, she's just gonna go like this. Or if she's sitting on the floor, she's just gonna go like this. So she needs something to like sit up in. That's where this comes in. This has been a lifesaver. I love this thing. It is called a Boppy Chair. And so you have the tray that goes in it, and it's just a chair, just like this. And you have the buckles, you buckle them in, and it comes with an extra pad, and you put it in there, and then you put, once they're buckled in, you put the tray on, if I can get it. You put the tray on top like so, and they'll sit in it. And Brynlee loves this thing because when she gets in that, she knows that she's getting food. So that goes all the way up until 6 months plus. I don't know how long I'm going to be using it, but she loves that thing. So that's pretty much all I have for like 4 to 5 months. Now that she's 6 months old, I will tell you exactly what she needs constantly. One of the biggest things that she will not go without is her binky. I have a bajillion. I don't even know where one is. I'll be back. Okay guys, before we finish up the video, look who wanted to say hi. Brynlee. Good morning. How was your nap? Say bye. Okay, so one of the things that she won't go anywhere without is her binky, because this is the one thing that she needs whenever she wants to fall asleep. And yes, I know moms are gonna say it's bad, like you need to take it away from her, she shouldn't need it for anything. Okay, I understand that. I'm going to take it away from her eventually, but as of right now, she loves her binky. It is a soother for her. And one of the things that a lot of people don't talk about is, you know, those round binkies. I'll show you actually right here. One of the biggest things that they don't tell you is whenever they're first newborn, the hospital gives them these little soothies, and people don't talk about it, but these are not orthodontic. They will not help her teeth, their teeth grow in straight. So I kicked this to the curb super fast. Once I found that out, I stopped giving this to her at about 2 months, I think. And it took her a while to accept another binky, and don't give up, like she'll start taking a new binky. But I started giving her this one, and this is a 0 to 6 month, and it's an Advent, and they'll say right on it, orthodontic. So you can see how the nipple, oh, I just turned it inside out. There we go. The nipple on this one is circular, and it's like super thin kinda, whereas this one is flat and oval. This one goes in their mouth and goes to the top of the roof of their mouth, so that whenever their teeth come in, they don't come in back there. They don't come in slanted out or slanted forward. And so I switched her over to this, and I will live by this binky. She loves these. I probably have about 50, because every time I go to the store, I'm like, oh God, like I lost another binky. Let me get another pack. Like $6. Anyways, that's one of the things that she needs constantly. Another thing that she really likes is, a lot of people see these, Sophie the giraffe. And one of the reasons that I like this so much is because it's the organic plastic, and it squeaks, and she loves the squeakies. But it has, I was like reading on it, and one of like reasons that the babies like them so much whenever they're teething is the back right here is ribbed, and she sits and rubs that on her gums, and scared me. Yeah, she sits and rubs that on her gums, and she loves it. And so she'll suck on this, she'll chew on it, she'll just play with it and squeak it. It's a good toy. It's good for them. It helps stimulate the growth of their teeth, and it's so cute. Another thing, Brynlee drools. Lord, forgive me. My God, Brynlee drools. She drools so much, I can't even believe it. She will sit in her swing after I just changed her into a cute little dress or pants, and somehow she grabs her clothes and pulls them to her mouth and chews and drools all over them, and it's so gross. So I got her bibs. Obviously babies need bibs, and they think that you only need the bibs for whenever they're like whenever you're feeding them. No, Brynlee wears her bib all the time because it catches her drool, and she takes this and chews on. I left it at her grandma's house, but I have one of these bibs, and right here is plastic, and it's a TV toy, and she lives for it. She loves it. And so she'll chew on it, and it catches the drool, and you can get as many of these as you want. Switch them out. They're washable. They're great. You need a bib. Another thing is, whenever they're 6 months old, you start to introduce them to solid foods, and Brynlee eats like mixtures of foods. So she'll eat like apple, banana, blueberry, or blueberry, spinach, kale, just like things like that. And they're colorful, so they're messy. And I don't know about other moms, but I'm broke, so I can't just keep buying her new clothes because they get stained. So first of all, I don't feed her in nice clothes, but if I'm like out somewhere and I can't just like change her to feed her, then I get, I put her bib on, obviously, and I keep these handy with me. They're little hand wipes. They're antibacterial and they're good, so if they get it around their mouth, it's really not a big deal. It's like a baby thing. And I keep these, so whenever she's done eating or while she's eating, she will go like this and she'll wipe it on her pants and she'll wipe it all over her face. So before she does that, when I see her hands go up, I grab them and I wipe them. That way she doesn't do that. And then I wipe her face and then I wipe her, she gets stuff in her rolls. So I wipe all right there. That way it doesn't get on her clothes. So these are kind of a given. I think every mom has these. If not this brand, I'm sure they have another brand, but these are the wet naps and they're so soft and gentle. And so these are the ones I use. I really like them. And I've been using these ever since we kind of started giving her solid foods, but also I use them for myself because I'm a messy eater. And let's see, there's only one more thing that I absolutely need for Brynlee. I mean, I say that, but I don't know what it's like to go without it, so I'm sure like I don't need it, but it's something that she really likes. And this is called the Munchie Mitt. And it looks kind of funny because whenever you first put it on them, it's just a mitten, and it goes on them and it has a TV top and it crinkles. It crinkles, and she puts it on her hand, and at first she's like, what is this thing? But whenever I first put it on her, that's what she did. But now whenever I put it on her, she goes like, she's so excited to have it on her hand, and she puts it on her hand and it goes straight in her mouth. Something to chew on. She loves to chew on it. Sometimes I'll even put it in the freezer just so that the top gets cold because it soothes her gums. But I don't know where I got this. I think I ordered it, but it's honestly so nice because if she drops her binky, this she can't drop. It stays on her hand. So if she drops her binky, she drops Sophie the Giraffe, she drops whatever teething toy she has, at least she has this one to fall back on. She can have this in her mouth, even like it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, that's pretty much all of the essentials I use for Brynlee. This will obviously be updated eventually whenever Brynlee gets older. I will update it and tell you guys the new things that she needs. And go ahead and comment down below if there's anything that you guys want me to do, anything you want, updates with Brynlee, updates with me and David, updates, how-tos, do-it-yourselves, anything like that. Just go ahead and let me know and I'll see if I can accommodate you. So go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I will be posting another video here soon. See ya!